Oh, good evening, Amalola. You're welcome. Good evening. Let's wait for some other persons to join. I hope you can hear me. Good evening. You're welcome to day two. Let's wait for some other persons to join us so that we can get started. Okay. As soon as we join, let's type live on the WhatsApp group. Let's type live, like I said. There would be a free gift for those that are consistent and those that joined early. So yesterday, I've seen those that joined on the group, and today we are also going to take note of everyone that joined. So I can see few numbers here. So let's just wait. Let's have few more persons. So while we wait for others, let's have a quick recap of what we did yesterday. So if you were in the session yesterday, I want you to type in the chat box the five, just two, either two of the five pillars we looked at. That's crochet sales gap pillars. So if you were around yesterday, I hope you can hear me. Am I audible? Can we all hear me? Thank you, Faith. I'm audible. Okay. So if you were in yesterday's session, let me see you type in the chat box. I was on day one. Let me see in the chat box. If you were here yesterday when we looked at 20 structural mistakes, like things that do not make your crochet sell. So if you were at that session, let me see you type. I was in day one. Oh, beautiful. So Nimat, can you just give us from your hand one or two of the pillars we discussed yesterday? We grouped the um those mistakes into pillars. I grouped them into pillars, five pillars, and under each pillar we looked at the mistakes. There are some mistakes we make that is not making our crochet to sell. So this evening I want you to just give a quick recap. So Nimat, in the chat box. Okay, Zuri, Nina, you're also in the one. So just type what stood out for you yesterday and type two pillars, two of the pillars we discussed yesterday. Okay, you were able to go on with the thought of single transaction. But that was when I was talking about some of us just ending our sales on the customer has made payments, and that's final. So we should go beyond that. We should try to give them some hooks that will make them come again. Maybe a coupon. Okay, when you come back, you get a coupon, maybe 5% discount on your orders. Mistakes that we're making that served as a barrier to us monetizing Crochet. Yes. So let me just do a quick recap for those that might not be here yesterday. So we looked at the business mindset, we looked at shy entrepreneurs. Some of us, the reason why we are not selling is because we are shy. And also we looked at the audience and marketing gap. And I talked about um, a crocheter having contact of various other crocheters. And because of this, when you post, you receive likes, and also you how will I put it now? You're only receiving inspiration from each other. Two of those pillars: business mindset, good, yes, business mindset and operation, pricing and profit margin. Thank you. Okay, so I talked about us just posting to fellow crocheters. So from there, you won't be able to make sales because you are giving each other inspiration. And since the other person can make what you've posted, she will just go ahead and make it. She might not necessarily buy from you. So another thing we looked at is posting without putting a price. Fine, not all your posts must necessarily have the price of the product. But when you know, okay, you are giving this and you want people to make purchase, you should be able to tag the price so that anyone that has the capacity to buy the material will just come into your DM and make further inquiries either about colors or sizing. We also looked at pricing and profit margin. Under pricing labor, we looked at the cheap sales trap. You saying, oh, let me sell it very cheap so that I'll make multiple sales. We looked at that yesterday and we saw that that is scaling into a lot of businesses. And the product and offer strategy, having so many products, you are repeating the whole process over and over again, and it's leading to burnout because you have to learn a pattern, then make the pattern. So when you're mastering it, you drop it again and you start on another project. So we looked at that. Okay, let me see the chart. Adding value to her products. Okay, adding value to our products. Um, I think that should be under that product and offer strategy. Product and offer strategy, yes. So we also talked about designing only for yourself. Like when you make your designs because you love a particular color, you make it that all your designs, when you want to try a new design, it must just be in that color. No, you should always remember that you are not designing for yourself alone. So don't get yourself into, let me just make things that I like, let me make it in colors that I like, let me make designs. Fine, your interest matters, but we should go beyond that. We should see to it that when customers tell us, okay, I would have loved it in this particular tweak or design. You're not saying, ah, no, this is how I want it to be. I just hope we don't do that because it will really eat into our sales. And the last thing we looked at was workflow and scaling bottlenecks. So saying that because you are working manually and there's a time limit, so there is really little or no opportunity to scale. Do you get that? So we looked at that, and we also looked at yarn retail overspend. When you buy your yarn at retail price over and over again, each time you have an order, you just get a piece, two balls, and you want to get your packaging material, so you get only for the orders you have at hand. That way, you'll be eating into your profits. There's no way you want to do it, you would not be maximizing your profit. So those were the things we looked at yesterday. And today we are moving to Crochet's income streams, and we are also looking at the power of content in selling our crochet piece. So if you're excited to be in today's session, let me just see. Let me see you typing you're ready to learn and you're ready to make changes where need be. Also, if you're joining us today, just type today. Like, I want to know if we have new individuals just joining us. You're unable to join yesterday, and today is your first session. Type today. So if there's no today, that means we all joined yesterday and we can flow together. You're ready to learn. Thank you. Oh, Faith Frame, you're welcome. So if you're joining today, let's know where are you joining from, your name, where you're joining from as we commence. Faith Frame, were you able to watch the replay before it was brought down yesterday? Because I left it for a few hours and by now it's no more accessible. So I don't know. Were you able to go over the video before it was brought down? I'm ready to learn, okay? Okay, praise. So let me go over to share my slide so that we can go over to today's session. Oh, okay, all right. You've been writing an exam. Okay, God's best in your exam. Mm, okay, good. Can we see my screen now? Can we all see my screen? Okay, so let's get started. So I said today we are looking at the crochet income stream. So, some of us joined simply because you saw the advert. I said you can earn from crochet even without holding a hook. Like there are diverse streams of income that we can leverage on in crochet. So crochet is not just based on uh the finished products. That's one mistake many of us make. We just feel the only thing that can sell in crochet is just me making a piece, maybe a wear, or I make um all these accessories or what have you. No. So tonight we want to look at various alternatives to finished products. Meaning you're not just holding on to finished products alone, but you are also seeing other sides of crochet that you can earn from. So I want to ask us a question and I want to look at our responses in the chat box. For those of us that are already into crochet, I want to know which aspect of crochet like excites you. What do you want to leverage on? We talked about having a niche yesterday. So let me just say in the chat box. And for those that just want to dive into crochet, you're looking at it, okay, what aspect of crochet can I just venture into? Let me see your interest in the chat box. Just let me know what exactly interests you. What do you screenshot, on your phone? Maybe you have screenshots of crochet pieces. What are they? Are they bags? Are they wearables? Are they accessories? Just let me know in the chat box. Either you're a beginner or you're an intermediate or you're a professional, there will be something you like about crochet products. Bags and kitchens, good, yes. So Naomi likes bags and kitchens. So I want to see our responses. What are those things you like you really want to venture into? You are seeing it as your niche. I'm waiting for our responses in the chat box. Okay, while I await a response, let me say this. Okay, tops and bags, making tops and bags. Is it tops for adults, tops for babies? Okay, so you can still specify for that. So over the next few minutes, would start by looking at some physical products that sells in a unique market. So we'll look at the physical product that sells, and also tonight we'll be breaking down the profits margins so that you will know exactly where which one pays better than the other, and you make your decision. Okay, this is one product I want to go for, or this is one I want to leave out for now. So we'll be looking at that. After we are done with the physical products, we'll transition into the passive income side of crochet and the digital alternatives. So we are not only looking at products, we are looking at where you can make passive income. So those are the things we'll look at, and at the end of the income stream session, we'll be able to compare. We'll look at, okay, the physical product model, the passive income, the digital model. We'll look at which of them really pays, and you will be able to decide which fits my current capital and lifestyle. Now I'm referring to those that don't want to hold a hook but still wants to make income. They still want to earn from crochet. So at the end of the session, you'll be able to look at it. Okay, am I going for the passive income? Am I going for the digital aspects? Just let's follow through as we unpack all this. So let's go straight to the products that sells and crochet. The first I'll be talking about are the wearables. I can see in the comment section some are saying adult wear, adult tops, shirts, tops. Yes, is one of the the big markets in Nigeria. The biggest mistake that new crocheters and business owner in Nigeria make is just that when you are making adult wearables, you make it so thick, not considering her climate here. If you meet people, I don't know if people have told you that, I cannot wear it, oh, it's causing too much. I cannot wear crochet, it's causing too much heat, it's too thick. If you've gotten that response or objection, let me see in the chat box. If someone has told you they saw the top, they're like, this is beautiful. Oh, I love this dress, but it's too thick. I can't wear it. you know it's an objection that we receive, and it's something you should consider when you are going into wearables. You should not just make it thick. Some of us see a quilted piece that is thick as being, how will I put it now, they refer to it as being the original, or being, um I'm looking for the right word now. They see it as being durable. They see it as being of better quality to the light one, which is not true. It depends on the drapes you want in your crochet. It depends on the feel, how you want it to be. So you should not just go for the thick yarn. You are using only the 5 milk cotton, 5 strands milk cotton yarn. No, you can also use, even for those of us that make do with yeye to make dress, you can use a single strand of yeye wool to make your shirts. You can use it to make adult wears, and you see that when they wear it, there won't be complaints of, oh, it's too thick. When you're making beach wears, you make it with stitches that are light, so that people will be able to wear it easily. They will not just be feeling, oh, this thing feels hot, this thing feels uh in a way out of place. So those are things we can look into when you're looking at wearables. You can look at full dresses, you can make beach wears, you can make mesh tops. Yes, you can make mesh tops for people. And also baby clothes. I can see one or two persons in the chat says baby wears and baby shawl is one of the profitable aspect of crochet currently in Nigeria. Let's look at another niche that we can venture into. The next one I want to look at briefly is the high margin accessory. What do I mean by high margin accessory? I can see some people typing bags and keychains, hats, flowers. All those keychains, hats, flowers, they are high margin accessories, things that you can easily sell. that someone can just walk into your space and they just pick it up. Also, maybe you even made wares. You have your yarn stash, the leftover yarns. You can just pick the pieces and you're making a kitchen, and it's becoming something you can sell at a good price. So if you also hate doing measurements, I received some questions through the form, and some persons were saying how they have challenge with how they can um, get the measurements correctly when they are watching videos. Like, you watch the video, they ask you to chain 10, and in the process you also chain 10, not considering your hook type, not considering your yarn type. At the end of the day, you have an entirely different measurement. So if you are someone that have issues with measurement a lot, you can look at high margin accessories, because you don't need it to, it's one size fits all. Keychain, it does not have to be okay, the bust has to be fitted. No, even caps, you can use a general sizing. Caps, tote bags, bucket hats, and there's this cap now, the cat hair beanie, slushy hats. Those are the things that are trending currently, and you can make sales from it. Also, earrings, you don't need so much yarn to make sales from this thing. And once you get your materials at a cheap rate, like you get it in bulk, then you even increase your profit margin. If you are in maybe a student environment, you can make earrings, you can make scrunchies, you can look into making all these headband, fashionable headband. It does not require much time, and at the same time the turnover on the profit margin is high compared to you making a dress. I don't know if you've actually sat down to compare. For those of you that are in the business already, you look at it. I'm able to make so number of headband. I'm able to make so number of earrings in a short while. But when you're working on a dress, maybe you even make mistake. You have to frog it and start all over again. It's some of the issues that slow down your work. So we've looked at the wearables, and the second one we're looking at now is high margin accessories. And I've said they include your keychain, your hats, your bags, the beret, the earrings, anything accessory like that they can easily pick up fast. They fall under this category. So let's also go to the next one. Now, if you want to charge the premium price, you need to specialize. They need to know you for uh your niche. They need to know you for a particular um collection of products. For those of us that says baby wears and baby shows, once they know you to be like a major producer of the baby wears and baby show, people already know. When demand increases, there's a way you're able to position yourself where they already know the value they are getting from you, and in that way you can price your products, like you can give it a premium price. So let's look at three highly profitable niche. you know there's this toy, amigurumi toys. They are stuffed toys. They might look so little, but you know that they sell it so well. People use it for car decors. They use it as back charms. You don't use a whole lot of materials, although it might take time because it requires um details. In the finishing requires a lot of details if you really want those toys to come out well. If you really want those toys to come out well, you have to be detailed about it. But you spend very minimal materials, and the materials are not so expensive. As a matter of fact, even your leftover yarn from major projects can be used for this. So it's more like you are maximizing your materials. So we can look into that for people that just want something. Maybe you want to go into giftings, something they can gift to individuals. They can use as bag charm. You can just make quite a number, sell it to bag makers. They can just infuse it into their design of bags. So the second one is the baby apparels. So I mentioned yesterday that when I started out my business, what I was doing basically was baby booties and and baby booties and cap. Yes, the baby booties and cap. So that was basically what I did majorly. Different styles. I'll make it in different colors, and okay, for the boys, for the girls. So it's something that everyone wants to have, like a unique gift for their babies. So we can also look into that if you are really looking at a specialized niche. So for the person that said baby wears, and that's Peju. Yes, so you can look into that and you can really specialize on it, because the profit margin as well is on the high side. So let's also look at the third one from the slide here. We have the home decors. Yes, if you are making home decors, you can partner with people that are into um interior decorations. So you make some designs, you make wall hangings. When I try out design, I don't sell it, but I just make it just for my personal space. So you can just, if you know you are going into it, just leverage on individuals that are already into interior decoration. They would be able to push your product out. So you don't necessarily need to sell to the end users, because if you are waiting for just individuals that only people that would buy into their homes, they might not necessarily come to meet you and get it at first hand. But if you leverage on people into interior decorations, or those that are into sales of interior design materials, you can just give your product to them. When we are talking about how to make consistent sales, we'll still go deep into how you cannot actually sell out your products. So, but that's not the focus tonight. I just want us to look at some niche areas that we can venture into. So the first one I talked about is the profitable wearables in Nigeria. Those are the beach wears, the mesh tops, and the baby clothes. And also we looked at the trending, the high margin accessories. So I would like to say, for those that had not made the decision before, I don't know if you are seeing any of these that you really want to go into. So let's look at their relative profit margin. When I'm talking about the profit margin, I'm saying when you look at how much you sell it and you deduct it from the cost of the materials that you used. So when you are looking at the percentage, you will see that you make more sales producing some than the other. And the first one there are the high margin accessories, because you use very minimal product materials rather. Let's take what product should we take for example now? Okay, let's pick hats, or these ruffle hats. Basically, when you want to make a ruffle hat, if you are not using an imported yarn, you use maybe around three, depending on how full the ruffle is. But let's say you used around three balls of yarn, and that's on the average 3,000 naira. And you look at your timing, it's even less than 3,000. You look at your packaging, you look at your timing, how many hours you spend to produce it. Then in a day, how many of such, if you are to make in bulk, you are making it as your collection product, how many of it can you make? So now multiply it by how much you sell it. You can sell it for 9,000, 8,000, depending on how full it is. You can sell it for 15,000 if it is very full, you know, if you make the ruffles to be so full. So it depends on how full it is. And if you now look at it at the end of the day, you see that you can charge better for it, seeing that the materials you use are limited. The materials you use are not on the high side. So for the high margin accessories, which are those hats and cap, we have the gross profit margin to be at 70%. You see, that's a whole lot. That means 30% of the money you collected was spent on materials. The 70 was more like your profits. For the toys, those going into keychains, toys, and other mini products, we see that The profit margin also is at 65. The baby apparels, yes, a baby wear, it might just, all the materials you use might not be more than maybe 4,000 naira for a 0 to 3 months or 6 month baby wear, and you can sell for 15,000, for 20,000, depending on the design and your location. So it's also something you can make profit from easily. So we can see that of home decors and wearables. The reason why wearables is having a lower profit margin is because of the time consumption. Most of them takes time. If you are making an hexagon shirt, you know, sometimes you spend 3 days to complete it, depending on your speed too. So because they take time, and when you give the pricing, you yourself, you already said, this thing, will anybody pay for it? It's already been expensive. And you look at the materials you are using. So at the end of the day, the profit margin drops down. So that's it. So, but now I want us to look at another aspect of it, because sincerely, if you just wait on making sales or making income from just those finished items, then we'll still be, um, we are still putting a bridge on our income. So that's why we'll look at an alternative. That's the passive income that I talked about. An alternative income. You are making your products fine. When orders come in, let's say you don't have a collection product, but when your order comes in, you make according to order, or you get pre-orders and make production, then you sell it out, you make deliveries. So on the other side, one thing you can do that can give you a passive income is, let's dive into, is the digital pattern. You might say, I just started crochet, but may I tell you that your crochet earring or your crochet keychain that you feel is something you can do easily, and you just feel all crocheters should be able to do this, might be something someone somewhere is battling with. So you writing down the pattern, or just making it into a PDF or even a video tutorial and selling it would actually bring you passive income. And you know the beautiful thing about it is that it's a one-off thing. Once you've written the pattern once, once you've written the pattern once, or you made the video once, you've done it, and you can always resell it. Whenever you are making things with hand, we should know that eventually your hand will get tired. Even with age, your speed might reduce. And when you have so many other engagements, you see that you cannot truly scale making products with your hands. So you need to decouple your time from your income. You need to see it as, okay, what can I do that if my hands are not working, something else is generating income for me? And that's why you should look at that digital pattern. How many of us make recordings of our works? Like, as you're making maybe a particular pattern you've done before, you've made recordings of, you use it for behind the scene. Let me see in the chat box. You make recordings of your work, the process. If you've been doing that, it's something we can just leverage on. You would either write it down. Some of us might have issues with pattern writing, which is not much of a problem. Once we learn how to read patterns, is one of the topics I treat in my beginners crochet training course. So once you learn that, writing pattern also is not a big deal for you anymore, because it's just you replicating the pattern, like the way others have written it. You understand, okay, these are my stitches, these are the numberings, and you use that to make your own pattern. So once you have that pattern set, you can sell it on Seller. Even without selling on Seller, there are other ways that, just from your WhatsApp, from your Facebook, from your Instagram, you can sell off your crochet patterns to beginners, even to intermediates that don't know that particular pattern. So it's something we should look into. And you should remember that once you make those patterns, you don't have issues with shipping costs. Yesterday we were talking about having issues with deliveries, interstate delivery. Even if the person that wants to buy your pattern, the beautiful thing about it is that if the person is as far as outside Nigeria, you can still sell to them because you don't have to pay for the shipping. It's just digital. So another thing I want us to look into for those that would not want to make, even this first one I talked about, if you are not making crochets, if you are not making crochet wares and you partner with someone or an affiliate, it's something that, and you know, maybe you are good at marketing, or um you have uh you have access to a group of individuals that you know, oh, this thing would benefit them. You can actually affiliate with the person and sell patterns. You're not the one making it, but you are pushing it out. You sell the patterns, you make your profits. So it's something we can look into as beginners or as non-crocheters. I don't know if you have non-crocheter on this call that just wants to begin. If you are a non-crocheter, like you are just starting out, you just want to begin, you are not sure if you want to crochet or you want to just hand from the passive side. Let me just say in the chat box, if you're a non-crocheter, say I'm a non-crocheter or I want to learn crochet. Let me say that. If you just want to learn, like you've not learned the skill before. Is there anyone like that now? Okay, so let's continue. I hope I'm still audible. Can we still hear me? Because I seem not to see our responses in the chat. Am I still audible? Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. So I don't want it to be that I'm just talking to myself. All right. Okay, so let me continue then. Thank you. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Zuri. Okay. So I was talking about the other alternative is teaching and workshop. You can host in-person classes if you have a physical space. You know, very soon schools will be on break and their summer break. You can organize summer crochet training classes. It's not too late to start planning that. You already have the skill, or you have someone that has the skill but is not knowing how to leverage on it. You can just tell the person, oh, how about me inviting people here, we plan together and we host a summer crochet class. Excuse me. From there, they make payments, you teach them, you can have your hubs in various wherever you are. You charge a premium for it, and then some, depending on how much you collect, you can give them starter package, or you tell them, okay, when they are coming they should come with their kits. Whichever way, you can monetize your knowledge by teaching, and you get paid at premium for it. So another thing you can do is having maybe a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group where you host paid courses. You know, you just on the page, it's just there, you've already uploaded your trainings, your tutorials there, and what people need to do is they just need to reward. Sorry, like I said yesterday, I have a baby and she's acting up, so that's what is causing a bit of distraction. So I'm trying to wrap up and attend to her. Okay, let's continue. So I talked about the in-person classes. So you can plan towards the summer coaching, the summer training, crochet training, and also you can have maybe one-on-one mentorship. Once you, some of us will say, "Ah, I don't know how to teach it. I know how to make this thing, but I don't know how to teach it." You start by teaching one person. That's the truth. When I started training people, I started by just one person, and now I've trained over 200. Some in groups, not individuals, but in there are some that are just working trainees. Yes, I have those ones. But going to organizations, or they have a camp meeting, they invite me, okay, come and train our teens, our children. Over 200. So it started by me teaching one person. So don't just wait and say, until I'm very good at this, that's when I'll start explaining to the person. Does not necessarily need to pay you. You are building your skill, you are building a skill in you. So when you have someone that is ready to pay, you know how to teach. So it's something we should look into. And another point I want us to look into is crochet dropshipping. Might be like, does something like this exist? Well, let me explain. And if you're interested in this, after the session, you can also enter my DM on WhatsApp and let me know which area of, like, which product you're interested in. You don't want to make crochet products, uh, and you still want to earn from it, or you are even a crocheter. Do you get? And someone gave you, let's say someone comes to you and says, okay, I need 20 tote bag, and you know you can't do it alone because of the time frame. What you can do is you can delegate. That's the aspect. Dropshipping and delegation. Dropshipping is you are not producing. What you are doing is you are reposting people's products. We have some crochet, I have contact of some crochet artists that they produce in bulk, either shoes, bags, what have you. So what you just do is you partner with them, you keep posting, and when you have you would have been told the basic pricing. Do you get? So when you post and you have customers, they make the delivery, you send them the money, they make the delivery, and you make your profits. So you can also make profit from it. Even as a crocheter, if you are based majorly on baby wears, for instance, and you want to earn, you have someone that is making maybe shoes. Instead of you saying, okay, let me start producing shoes, you can earn passively from those crochet shoes by reposting and reselling those pieces. By reposting and reselling those pieces. Oh, sorry, i'm I'm a bit distracted, sorry. So I think I've explained delegation, that you received an order and you cannot handle it alone. That's why we have communities. You should be in a community of crocheters that you can go to and say, okay, if you are available for production in so 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 location, please DM me. And what do? You pay those people, they help you in the production. You just tell them, okay, this is what we are producing. You give them the materials. It's something I do. I outsource, and also I get some outsource job too. So you make for the person and you deliver and you still get your money. So you don't wait till you are the one that got the order before you earn from it. So the last point that I'll be looking at here is the content creation and affiliates. The content creation and affiliate, that's YouTube monetization and affiliate marketing. So you can look into creating, just keep uploading your process videos, and with time, when you have your subscribers, when you have your views hitting the numbers, you see that you get monetized, and passively you're also earning from that. Passively you're earning from the YouTube monetization. Also the affiliate marketing, you are leveraging your audience to earn commissions. So the more the sales you make, you share it. When you share affiliate links and people make sales from it, you're not the one selling. Let's assume you shared link of someone selling yarn. You are an affiliate with someone selling yarn. So as many people that orders through your link, you have a percentage you are being paid. You have a percentage you are being paid. So you don't just need to crochet in silence. Just try to make videos of the process and upload it on your YouTube, upload it on your TikTok. And by simply recording those videos and tutorials, you see that with time, I'm not saying these ones are not immediate. let me clarify that they are not immediate income. But the previous one I talked about, scratcher dropshipping and delegation, is something that you can start earning tomorrow. Some persons have products on ground already that they just need people to push them out. So, and someone on your contacts might just need maybe someone's shoes or bags or what have you. You give them the price, you get your own profits, and you've made sales that way. So it's something that crochet dropshipping and delegation is something you can earn from on the go. Also, the workshop I'm talking about, also once you've built yourself to a level that you can teach the skill, you can also earn from that. So we've gone through quite a number of things tonight, the products and then the passive income. So let me see in the chat box, which of these are you just knowing? Like, okay, you've not thought of it that you could make income from digital pattern, so you can just write digital pattern. If it's the in-person class that you are just getting enlightenment, just write in-person class. If it is drop shipping, crochet drop shipping, just type crochet drop shipping. Which of all these are you knowing? Like, are you just coming in contact with? Which of this business model is it? I know many of us already know about the products. That's why I'm not including the products. So the digital pattern, the drop shipping, the content monetization, the content creation, teaching and workshops. So let me see in the chat box which you are. Affiliate marketing, good. Okay, crochet drop shipping. Oh, yes, people do it. I have some of my trainings that even do it. She she would post for there's another brand that is she has her own niche around crochet shoes. So she just keep posting and she gets her orders from there. She's not the one making it. She does not even buy yarn, but she sells it off and gets her own profit. Just collect the order, deliver to her clients. Crochet. Oh, so a good number of us don't know their crochet. Even you as a crocheter, let me say another thing. You as a crocheter now, if you have some items in bulk, if you have some item, you can enter my DM after now. If you have some item in bulk, you can build a system around it. Crochet dropshipping is not just for you to look for people that produce in. You can also produce in bulk, and some other persons partner with you to you know sell it out. Okay, so affiliate marketing and crochet drop shipping. So it's good we've known this. So let's leverage on these things. Let's look at the business model analysis. So the income stream, we looked at custom physical order. If you look at it, so we want to bring it all together and look at the comparison. So we can see that the custom physical orders, they require low capitals but are extremely labor intensive. They require low capitals, but they are what? Extremely labor intensive because it deals with time. So you buy yarn per order, you don't need to buy yarn in bulk. So that's why the capital is low. The labor intensity is very, very high. And for you to scale such a business, a business that is capped with time, the scalability is low. The second one we looked at is digital pattern. The digital pattern, the PDF sales. If you look at that, sorry, I'm coming. Let me get my system plugged. So if you look at digital pattern, to produce that, it requires a low time. Okay. Yes, sorry about that. So I was making comparison between the business models. So I was talking about the digital pattern that the capital needed is low because it's just you need your time, you need maybe your smartphone or a computer, and it's just something that you do once. So the labor intensity too is low. Once you've written the design once, you can always sell it. So the scalability is unlimited. You can always sell it in the next 2, 3, 4 years. Someone will still come and say, okay, I want to buy when you advertise, I want to buy the design, the PDF design for your earring. I want to buy the PDF design for your crochet top. So the scalability is unlimited. So for the workshop and master classes too, the capital you need is on the average because of maybe payment for space, the venue, or getting kits for people that would join. But the labor intensity is medium. Why did I say it's medium? It's because it's average because it is only on the days you have the event that you show up. Do you get? So once you are done with the event, you you're done with that and you've gotten your, and you are reaching a good number of persons, your audience is higher, so you're not just teaching one person. So that's why the workshops and master classes also helps. And a beautiful thing you can do is recording them, and after the first time that, okay, you've put in the time, the effort, the location, you can now sell those courses at premium, making them this a digital asset. Okay, the last one we talked about is the crochet drop shipping. The capital you need is low because you're not producing, you're not buying yarn, you're not spending time crocheting. Uh, you are just marketing. That's it. You're just marketing, and the labor intensity is also low because what you need to do is just to manage. You have to manage your tasks. You have to be orderly in this case, so you don't mix things up. Manage people's order, get to your supplier and things like that. So, and the scalability is high. It depends on those that are working with you. You can easily scale if you have a good number of persons that you get your products from. So when people need, you're not the one producing, you can get 2, 3 people into shoes. Another thing you can do is you can even give a crochet artist your design. Let's assume you want to be making a shoe and you have a particular design of shoe you want to make, or a bag. There's a crochet artist that does not know about maybe the marketing, or he or she is not ready to push his or herself to that extreme of going all out. You can just meet with them. Okay, I have this design. Produce so number for me. You can pay them for the design, and from there you keep selling. So there are different aspects to drop shipping. Uh, from the four, yes, it's four basically: the custom order, the digital pattern, the workshop. I forgot to add one. I just remembered now. There's also a stream of income in crochet, and that is selling the craft materials. Selling craft materials. It's not part of the slide, but I just remembered that now. So you can also look into it if you're in an area that you know where you get the materials are a bit far. You can look into selling those materials, and you don't need to start with a fortune. It starts gradually. You can start by buying just a little bit above what you need for your designs. With time, you would have accumulated balls of yarn, and you can start to be selling from there. So it's also a stream of income you can look into. So if we've learned one or two things from tonight's the first session, I'm supposed to move to the power of content in yarn crafts, but I'm thinking we should um, pause that and continue from there tomorrow so that I can attend. Sorry, a moment. Okay, before I go to the power of content, if you have any question as regards this first part, if you have any question, let me see in the chat if you have any question as regards the first part. Let me see in the chat box. You have question about the custom physical orders, about the digital pattern. Any questions as regards what we did now? Okay. Should I take it that there's no question tonight? Okay, while I await our question, let me just do that briefly. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'll wrap up on it. So, the power of content in sales, we talked about some of these yesterday. So, I'll be looking out for a question. If you have questions under any of the session I've talked about. Okay, so we want to talk about the role of content as you know, the role of content in making sales as a crocheter. Beyond just holding your hook and your yarn, you still need to push out your products if you really want to make sales. And content that I'm talking about is not only on the social media pages, even in your immediate environment. Even in your immediate environment, you need to sell your craft to individuals around you, on your WhatsApp status, on your Facebook pages, on your Instagram, on your TikTok. Content would help you sell your products. So the hard truth about selling craft, let's start with these hard truths. And I said it yesterday too, that sometimes you post a picture and you just say available for order, or send a DM, and nobody comes asking you, nobody comes to say what are you selling, nobody comes to say I need so color, I need so size, because they've not seen the value in what you've posted. Maybe everything you've been doing, content is not just about you making sales. Everything is sales post. Once they see your post like this, they know you want to sell something. You post um flip flop, ruffle, slippers, flip flop. You post you just have this string every day. Your status is in strings and it's images. Just you just want to notify them things you can make. No, that's not content, and that won't sell. It won't sell. So let's look at this. There are two tiers to content strategy. Now I'm bringing it down to two. As a crocheter, you need to you need your content to do two things. You need it to attract new eyeballs. That means when you are pushing out content, is with the intention that you want new people to get to know your brand, you want new people to get to see your products, you want new people, you want them to discover things through your posts and your products. So those discovery content, they are top of your funnel, and what you can use is all these short video reels, because many persons might not read your long story if they are meeting you for the first time. But when you use short videos, or you go on TikTok, you show the process, you just make a mini videos, people are always looking out for that. Or you make a before and after, you just show them how you transition from a yarn to, excuse me, to a stunning garment. They are looking all out for it once they see your caption or they see the transition video. So those are the things you can use for your discovery content. So it brings new people into your space. So if you are trying to build to get more people to know your brand, you can look at discovery content. And the second content strategy that I want to share tonight is the nurturing content. The nurturing content. What this content does simply is that it's building deep trust with some existing followers. Some persons will not make, Even many individuals do not make sales from you the first time they come in contact with your brand. But the more they see your posts, you are building trust in them. They are seeing you as, oh, okay, if I make sales from this person, she will not scam me. They are seeing your works and they are saying, oh, yes, our works are always neat. They can see the finish, they can see the premium product. They are just trying to build trust. So that's why if you keep posting just pictures of products, you will not be able to nurture people that have seen, they've seen that same picture, they've seen it over and over. Every day you post it. So they've seen those pictures, they don't need it anymore. They already have in their subconscious that you are making those materials, but you need to build deep trust with them. So you use some carousels, you use detailed captions. Now they've already known your brand. They are ready to read some of the stories you have. That's why you should try to tell stories around your brand. Don't just um, make it big. Don't separate your business or your brand from entirely from your personality. There's a way you can just weave it in together, and you highlight your sustainable practices, things you do, how that you are being conscious of the environment. You just let them see, you show them behind the scene how you put in the best, you get quality yarn, you ensure your quality control, you ensure your finishing is accurate. Tell them all of these things. You are building trust in them. Let me rather say they are building trust with you, so that tomorrow if they want to get something from you, even if it is 100,000, even if it is 200,000, they already know that if I give this person my money is not going down the drain. They know they are going to get premium from you. So this will prove your authority to justify that truly your luxury pricing. When you say, oh, this is how much you should pay, they will be able to say, yes, I've been following you and I can see what you are offering. I've been following you, I can see what you are offering. Okay, so the next things I want to talk about is the three pillars of craft content. Three pillars of craft content. I hope you are jotting down. If you have questions at the end of this slide, I would check the chat for questions. So just drop your questions. So to make content that converts into sales, you want to make sales. Any content you are posting, we know that the final expectation, what you want at the end of the day, is actually for it to convert to sales. So, but you have to stop posting random pictures and start posting with purpose. Or better still, we have AI now that can help us generate content calendars. So you don't have to start thinking that, oh, what should I post? You already have maybe like a 30 days content calendar. So on days that you are blank, on days that you don't know what to post, you can just go to your calendar. Okay, maybe it says post about blah blah blah. That's why I said you should not take your personality away from your brand. So you weave your content around your personality, like in a story, in form of a story, and people can really relate with it. So those are the things you are doing. That means you've started posting with purpose. You are nurturing. Remember, we said there's discovery content and there's nurturing content. And so these two, now we are now breaking it down into those three pillars. So, and the first type of content you are building, the first aim is that you want to educate. You want to teach your audience. Of recent I reshared on WhatsApp someone's post, and a day to that time I saw that post, someone was still telling me, that this crochet I'm doing and I'm making it with hand. I should go and get the machine. Oh, that some persons have machines for it. I should stop using hand. How will you? I had to tell the person, okay, there are no machines. I have knitting machines because I make machine knitting, but for crochet, there is no machine for it. So sometimes you need to educate them. Sometimes they just feel, this thing is just so fast. So you tell them, okay, they will tell you, I have maybe my daughter or my son's birthday coming up at so time, and they are making payments 3 4 days to the day that they need it. Thinking it's something you can do what with your content you can teach your audience. You can teach your audience the process. You can teach them why your products cost more than the fast fashion. The fast fashion are the alternative that are mass produced. So with your content, you teach them the difference between maybe acrylic yarn. We can have the same type of design, the same type of clothes. If you use a make cotton yarn and you use a yeye ball like an acrylic yarn, you can't sell the two piece, even though they are the same size, they are the same design, everything is just intact. You cannot sell them at the same price. But to but to an outsider, like to a novice, they just tell you, is it not the same? Or someone that uses baby wool is way way cheaper, and the person can sell at a very lesser price. So you that you are using maybe make cotton or all those imported yarn, you don't want to sell at the same price with someone using baby wool, you won't make profits. If you are competing with their prices, you won't make profit. So it's only with your content you can educate your audience. Let them know they cannot see the yarn difference, but you can tell them, you can explain to them that this one is premium cotton yarn, this is made with acrylic yarn, this will make with macrame yarn, this is made with t-shirt yarn, paracord. So that when they even come in contact with those yarn and they see the cost, they'll be like, wow, yes, you are choosing premium for them. So the second thing your content should do is it should entertain. It should not just be the perfect. You're just showing the perfect finishing. You can just show the fun. You can show behind the scenes of times that you are just in your space. Even the messy part, maybe you were trying to cut off the after weaving in the hand, you are cutting your yarn and everywhere looks, colorful. Let me put it that way, with various colors of yarn. Just post a relatable side of you crafting, or you have a work in progress that you kept, and somehow after some time your wool got tangled. You can just make a video of that, or make a vlog and talk about it. Or you made some works and you've crocheted like 6 7 inches and you have to frog it. As you are ripping out the rows, you can make a videos and show you that, oh, things crocheters go through, or imagine making this for so number of hours and frogging it in few minutes. Just entertain them, don't just only educate. They should be able to look through your page, and as they are getting knowledge, they're also having fun. Do you understand? I hope we can still hear me and we are still together. So the last point is to empathize and to connect. So you should speak directly to their needs. Depending on your products collection, speak to their needs. So if you make luxury wears, talk about wanting them. You can tell them, if you want to stand out or you want to receive all the compliments in the room when you go to an event, just weave it so that they can think of it that, okay, if I buy this wear or if I buy this bag, I'm going to stand out. Okay, people will start complimenting me. Someone that has not received compliments at all, maybe going for an event or going out, would look at it as, let me get this. Or you can look at different sides of empathizing. You can, when it comes to content, you can look at the aspect of you bringing, how will I put it now, um maybe you want them to, you are making footwears and just say, okay, your footwears that does not last so time, just weave your content around it so that someone that has been buying footwears and knows that, after 2 3 months the whole thing is just, you know going down and it's getting spoiled. You're telling them, okay, when you get a crochet footwear, crochet foot piece is something that will last. You can give them guarantee of the number of years it's going to last. So just weave your content so that they can empathize, they can connect directly with it. If you make baby blanket, talk about them gifting it to someone special to them. Talk about them, oh, you're a godmother, you're a godfather, you're a god, and whatever, your goddaughter, get this for them, and they will always, when you craft your content around this line, people would easily relate with your products and it will turn into sales. So Like I said before, that behind the scene videos are really, really, really important, because you are showing them that crochets cannot be replicated by machines. So as they are seeing your fingers, as you are showing them, it's proving the authenticity of your crafts. Like, you are the one making this thing with your hands, and you are justifying your premium pricing. So when you show behind the scene, and at the end of the day you said, oh, I spent 20 hours making this, and the price tag is 50,000 or 45,000, they'll be able to relate that, 20 hours of working with your hands. So it will make sense to your audience. Okay. So before I conclude, okay, let's look at when you want to make a content. Every piece of your sales content needs three parts for it to convert. The first thing is the hook. What do I mean by the hook? The first 3 seconds of your video, or the caption you use for your work, it goes a long way to tell if people will watch the video or read your story. So if the first line of your caption, you don't just say, hey guys, I have Cartier beanie for sale, DM to order. No, you might not see anybody really responding to it. So, but if you tell them that, oh, you started wearing custom hats, you stop, you know, you are bringing them into the picture, that maybe you use the point of view of, you stopped wearing fast fashion and you opted for a custom hats. You opted for wearing custom hats. Someone that has been tired of wearing wears that, okay, every other person has it, walking on the street and you can see two, three persons wearing the same cloth with you. Might want to look at it that, oh, custom, let me just look at this. It's calls their attention. The second thing is your story. That's the body of your content. You should be able to share quick details. Mention the premium yarn you use. You can say how soft it is. Okay, it's soft on the skin, it does not itch. You can say how you got the inspiration. I was walking down blah 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 and I saw, and the design came to my head, or you drew it out. Tell them the call to action. Maybe you want them to pre-order, maybe you want them to tap the link in your bio to order. Just make sure you are telling them to do something. Don't leave them, don't assume they know. So if you are making a post that you want it to convert, after you've been entertaining, you've been educating, and you've been empathizing, when you are making a post to sell, there should be a call to action. Even for your posts to educate, you can just say comments, replies also in the comment section, so that people can engage with it. So that people can engage with it. So you should have your content, each of your contents, I mean, must have the hook, the story. Should be divided into those three parts: the hook, the story, and the call to action. So lastly, let me talk about how you can overcome pricing objection with your content. I've said it before, but I just wanted to emphasize on it, that as a crocheter, it makes no should I say, it makes no sense you getting angry when people tell you your work is too expensive. um you know it should not, at this point, it should not get at us. When they tell you, why is this your bag so expensive, why is this your clothes so expensive, I saw a design like this in the market, is very cheap. Instead of you getting angry, subsequent times when you are making your content, you should use your content to handle those objections. So the more you handle it, people will not even enter your DM to say it is too expensive, because if they've been following your page, they've seen that, okay, you've created content that highlights your quality control. You've shown them how you weave in your hands. You've shown them the timing that goes into production. You've shown them the type of the materials you use in your production. So you've used your content to position yourself that, yes, so whatever I'm doing, I'm giving you luxury investment. So it's not just a cheap alternative. I'm not in competition with the fast fashion. So that's what I'm saying. Content goes a long way in dealing with your objection. Because of all these objections we face, that was to handle them, because sometimes I'll just, when people type and they say they just throw an objection at me, sometimes I'll just open the chat, I'll leave it, think through on the response, then respond to the person. Sometimes at the end of the day, it still leads to sales, and some other ones, the whole chat will just die down like that. No sales, nothing, nothing. Hopefully, maybe some other time when they get to see the value, they come back. So I compiled I those objections together in an ebook. Like 40 objections that we do here is too expensive. Can't you give me at so price? And they will just tell you a lesser ridiculous price. Imagine you telling someone, okay, you want to make a baby wear, it's 20,000, or and they said, my budget is 8,000. And you'll be like, how would you? Is it, the way they'll just price it. So before, I used to get angry. I'll just look at the person like, do you really know what you're saying? But now I just look at it, I'll try to explain to you, okay, this takes time, then the materials I'm going to be using, and I'll not just do anyhow, just give your stitches anyhow finishing. And if you explain, if they get to understand, fine. But if not, don't get angry, just work on your crochet. So that would be all for the power of content in selling our crafts. So let me move over to check for questions. If you have any question tonight for me tonight, and if there is no question, we'll call it a night. Is there any question? Is there any question for me? Let me check. Okay, I think we don't have questions tonight like we had yesterday. So I'm giving us an action plan for this coming week. So on the first day, what you should post, you should try to post, a visual transit flow showing how you turned your yarn. Maybe you make baby wears or whatever products of your choice. Just make videos if you've not been doing it. If you've not been doing it, make videos of you know, your behind the scene, the work in progress. And um you can also make posts on authenticity of, building authority in your space. So you can show them where you were frogging your crochet piece. You can show where maybe you misplaced your stitch marker. I saw one post of recent, and they were making a crocheter looking for a crochet hook. You can just look for something to show realities of you being a crocheter, or a day in the life of a crocheter. Just make a vlog of it. And the last thing is your customer spotlights. Maybe you received a review during the week, you can just try to post it, or you have styling samples. You can also leverage on AI to style your images. Let me not forget that. You made a beautiful piece, you've not gotten a mannequin. Don't just say, I've not gotten a mannequin. After you've snapped the picture, go to ChatGPT, go to Gemini, let it model it for you, because these days people want to see how it's going to look on the body, and it will really, really, really increase your sales. So please leverage on those AI tools, use them to model your work and show it forth. When people see it, they are really able to relate. Okay, so I think I have a question here. Oh, this question, I won't be answering it tonight. I'll be answering it tomorrow. So please, raising precious gem, please ask this question tomorrow, because tomorrow we are looking at pricing, how to price your crochet piece profitably. So that's what we are looking into tomorrow. So how can you price your work that is not too high and not too low? So tomorrow we are looking at it, how you'll be able to say that, okay, this is how much I want to be paying myself. Excuse me. And with that, You will not be feeling, oh, I've actually raised the pricing too high. And also, it still depends on your level of expertise. So we'll be looking at that tomorrow. So in the absence of any other question, I would conclude by saying that your hook creates your product, but your content creates your profits. That's what I will end with. So whenever you are making anything, always remember that the hook is doing a part, but for you to make sales, your content will go a long way to create the profit. So view it as an essential part of your production. Don't see content as an afterthought. If it takes you 10 hours to make your garment, if it takes you 10 hours to make your bag, and you spend maybe 1 hour making sure that everyone sees it in the best possible way. I mean, you spend 1 hour on your content editing, because it's not easy editing pictures, editing videos. So if you've done all of that, add it to your production time, because it is really essential. That is what will bring the profit. So I really want to say thank you for everyone that joined tonight. So we'll go again tomorrow, looking at the profit, how to price your crochet piece profitably. So that's what we'll be looking at tomorrow, how to price your crochet piece profitably. So I'd like us to join again tomorrow. If you've not written live in the WhatsApp group, please do that after this session, because for those that are consistent, those that were here yesterday, and those that are in right now, they will be getting a freebie at the end of this challenge. So thank you and have a wonderful night. Good night, everybody. No, you chat